Today I'll be showing you the best early and end game bases in Grounded 2. I'll be showing you where on the map it is and what resources are in the area. So watch to the end to find out. Starting off with the early game base located at the snack bar, also known as the spawn point. It is a medium-sized 2-story base sat right next to the first outpost of the game, which makes it very easy for analysing quickly. But one slight problem is every now and then you'll get some grubs in the ground, which could annoy you because they're kind of loud. But you have a little armor stand over here, of course for storing armor, a few lights around the walls. Now it doesn't really matter what material you use for the walls or the floor. I personally use grass as this is more simple and less time consuming than weed stems, but it's up to you. Now if you didn't know, you can actually build inside of the outpost inside Grounded 2. All you have to do is place a bunch of these stem half floors. You have to put one at the very start, and then which is that connection point, and then after that you can just keep building forward and forward. As you can see right there, I've got it over the pebble path. You can actually use those, they're kind of nice decorations, but as you can see I've covered the whole entire floor of the outpost as weed stems. You can put beds, you can make like storage systems, and obviously the analyzing system is the best thing about this base. Now this is a very simple base. I think it's pretty good for a starter base. It's up to you, you can change how you like. It's got natural lighting as well, so you don't have to build a bunch of saps, torches or whatever. You've got these pillars at the front of the base, which is just a nice support. Not too bad, it's not too big as well, so you can go around it. As you can tell by the floor, I've used clay. It's quite difficult to get as there's not much on the map, but you can use like pebble paths or whatever. Over here I've got this nice storage area. You can make it as big as you want, put as many as you want. I've just kept it simple. And you can actually add a nice attic or a second floor, which I've done here, but it's your choice. You can make it just one story, just a big wide roof. But I think it personally looks better with 2 stories. Over here I put some torches just to make it nice and bring up. Alright, so overall the base is pretty good size. It's very useful, the resources around it, like acorns, the resource analyzer, the weed stems, and basically just stuff like that. But if you kind of like want it to be like useful stuff like pines, it's not very good. But it is an early game base, so yeah. Moving on to the late or end game base, this one uses a lot more resources and more weed stems, so make sure you stack up on those. But this again is a 2-floor base with additional parts included. Now I do want to make a quick disclaimer that I haven't fully built this base yet. This is like my base I personally use myself, so I still need to add interior designs and all that. But starting off at the staircase, we've got some spike strips to keep out things like these spiderlings. Like, what are you doing, dog? Anyways, along the sides of the staircase we've got acorn railings. You're going to need a couple hundred acorn shells and stuff like that because it's very expensive. But on the map you can see I'm like kind of in the middle near the picnic area. There's a range outpost not too far away. The original base is kind of far, but let's be honest, you don't really need to go there anyways. You've got this rope thing that's connected to each log, which is what the base is on. It has acorns as well. There is one bad thing about this base, is near a spider den. As you can see there's a wall spider, so make sure you look out for that, not to get killed by them. It's easy spider webs, and also you can get the orb weaver eggs. Now there's also nearby resources like milkweed pods, so if you ever need milkweed tufts for like armor, then make sure you get those. There's a few around here. There's also some caterpillars, husky weeds, loads of those, so weed stems will be really easy for you. Yeah, there's the caterpillar there. There's quite a few nearby on these thick plants. I think there's one nearby as well. Oh, there he is. So overall it's a pretty good surrounding area. There's not much enemies. There's good resources. Over there's a tree if you really care, which you can get the gloom square from, which I've made in the other previous video. Husky weeds right there. Now, a slight problem about this base, which is not really that bad, but yes, you can't actually attach sap catchers to this log, because if you even look, it will just say invalid surface. Now you can, the reason why I said it wasn't that bad, because you can come down to this little log here and put a few down, as you can see, because it has to be like a proper sap tree. It can't just be like a fake piece of wood pretty much. There's a few lavas around here as well, which you can use for brittle whetstone for upgrading weapons, which you can only do up to level 3. But it is game preview, so yeah. Now coming inside the actual base, we've got 2 slots for my hatcheries for my different bugs. We've got some basic stuff like storage, crafting table, basically everything you need. Now if we have a look on the map, we have a few milk molars nearby. We have the different AUX transmitters, quests are nearby, like there's a mixer nearby. So it's definitely a good base for late, as you don't really need to do much like myself because I've completed the game and all that. But that's going to be it for today's video. As always, if you enjoyed, want to keep watching the videos, subscribe. I put a lot of time into these videos, so it'd always be nice if you were to like the video at least. But that's it for both the bases. If you've got any other suggestions of where I could build a base or any better ones, then let me know in the comments, and I'll see you later.